welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a pregnancy update video. I feel like it's been too long since I've done one of these. I honestly had planned to do a weekly pregnancy update video because I see a lot of people doing them, and I was like, yeah, like that'll be easy, I'll just do a weekly update video. Little did I know, it would get to 18 weeks and I haven't done an update video. So here I am today. I'm pretty much just going to give you like my second trimester update so far. I'm currently 18 weeks and 4 days. So by the time you watch this video, I'll probably be over 19 weeks. But yeah, I just want to go through kind of how I've been feeling, talk about the scan, a little bit about the gender reveal, and yeah, just update you guys on how my pregnancy is going so far. So I guess I'll just start at 13 weeks. I had my 13-week scan at 13 weeks and 5 days, which is a bit later than some people. When I booked it in, the lady was like, oh, we'll book it in just a bit later because you have had the NIPT test at 11 weeks. So that'll give you, nearly 3 weeks to see some growth of the baby. So that was good. I went into my scan. It was my first, I guess, hospital scan, my hospital visit, because my dating scan was at a private obstetrician, which I'd been seeing before I got pregnant. And then my NIPT test was at Monash Women's Ultrasound Clinic. So yeah, I went to the hospital, had my scan. I didn't really know how much to feel my bladder. Like I definitely filled it too much. I literally sculled probably nearly a litre of water before I went in. And when I first got in there, the lady was like, oh, like you've done a really good job at filling your bladder. But the problem was it was too full and you couldn't really see, like you couldn't really get much of an image of the baby with the abdominal ultrasound. So she told me to go empty my bladder because I was literally like, I'd been holding this for like 1.5 hours and it was just so much water and I was struggling. So I emptied my bladder, and then she tried to do the abdominal ultrasound again, and she was like, oh, this is the problem with, when you empty your bladder, there's like a lot of gas there. So you could see on the screen there was just kind of like a foggy gas like bubble, so you couldn't even see the baby. So she said, do you mind if we do an internal ultrasound? And I said, yeah, that's fine. Like I'd had them before, so I wasn't fussed about that. So she's doing the internal ultrasound. She's like, yep, everything looks good. She's showing me the spine, the legs, everything like that. And then she's like, we just need to get a good profile of baby. She's like, baby's like doing headstands at the moment, which was kind of funny. And then she actually was like pushing on my stomach, and she was like trying to move the baby so she could get a better picture. And then she's like, can you just try, like, this might sound weird, but can you just try like coughing for me? And then like it might get the baby to move. Did that. No movement, stubborn little thing. And yeah, anyway, and then we're in the middle of this internal ultrasound and the power goes out. It's like zoom, and the whole room is pitch black, and she's like, I'm just gonna take this out now. And she's like, I'll just leave the door open a little bit. She's like, I'm gonna go see what's going on. So I'm literally just sitting in the dark in this hospital on my own, like with this blanket around my legs, and I was like, okay, cool. Anyway, just the power in that section had gone out, and she's like, I'm gonna try and move you to another room so we can finish the ultrasound, because we hadn't had a really good picture yet. So I ended up waiting in the waiting room for another like 20 minutes, which is fine, like I didn't have anywhere to be. But she moved me to another section of the hospital which had power, and finished the ultrasound, but baby was still like just kind of like curled over, like on his tummy. I just said his again. If you haven't watched my gender reveal video, it's a boy. Yeah, I'll leave a link to my gender reveal video either here or here. I'm not sure which side it is. But yeah, you can have a look at that, because honestly, that was one of the best days ever, and it's such an epic reaction. But yeah, anyway, he was like doing headstands and being a little cheeky boy, and she got me to actually stand up and like jump on the spot up and down to try and get him to move around, but nah, still didn't work. So I did get some pictures, but they're not that great. They're not really that clear compared to my 11-week NIPT test ultrasound. But yeah, besides that, everything's looking really good, which is awesome. She said to me, baby's actually measuring 3 days ahead, which at the last ultrasound, he was measuring 1 day ahead. And yeah, I just feel like this is going to be a big baby, because each time they've told me he's measuring ahead. Not to mention that Ryan was 9 pounds. I think he was 9 pounds 2 ounces, and my brother was nearly 10 pounds. So I just feel like big boys run in our family. So kind of scared for that, but also it's good that, you know, I'd rather him be growing, kind of be ahead than like behind. I think that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm happy about that. So I've actually had 4 different due dates given to me. So the first one at the ultrasound was the 27th of July. And that's the date I calculated on my app based on my period and the day I ovulated and the day I conceived. So 27th of July was the original one. Then at the NIPT test, they said 26th of July because he was measuring 1 day ahead. And then I had a telehealth call with a midwife, and she somehow came up with the 29th of July because apparently that's going off my last day of my first period, or the first day of my last period. So she gave me 29th, and then after this 13-week scan, they gave me a new date, which is the 23rd of July. So who knows when he'll come. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling it'll be towards the very end of July, but who knows. So yeah, then brings us to 14 weeks, which is pretty much when I found out the gender. We had our gender reveal at basically 14 weeks. Before the gender reveal, no one knew the gender. Everyone was like, oh, like, you know the gender and you're just doing a reveal for like the family and friends. And I was like, no. Like, I'm handing the envelope with the gender result to the person at the party balloon shop, and they're gonna just put the confetti in, and I'm gonna have no idea, and I'll pick up the letter after, which is exactly what I did. So I think it worked better that way. I was gonna get Ryan's sister or one of my friends to like give them the envelope and get them to organize it, but I'm so glad I didn't. I just feel like it was way better no one knowing, and it was just such a really good, it's just such a good moment. So yeah, again, I will leave that up here if you want to check that out. Such a good video. I cry every time I watch it, but yeah, have a look at that if you haven't seen that. Then week 15, basically, I really didn't have, I don't feel like I've had much symptoms post the first trimester. Like, I just feel good. I honestly just feel normal-ish. Like, honestly, some days it doesn't even feel like I'm pregnant, and I know that sounds weird, but I don't know, I think maybe because I'm overweight, my BMI is high. I feel like I'm not showing a lot, like, or even at all, compared to women that are at the same stage pregnancy as me, who are a smaller build. So maybe that has something to do with me not feeling pregnant. I'm sure once I have a big, like, obvious bump, I will be like, yep, I'm pregnant, like 100%, yep. But yeah, I've literally just felt good. I felt normal. I've got a bit more energy back. I haven't felt sick at all. Literally since the first trimester, I haven't really felt any nausea, which is good. Week 16, again, I don't really have many symptoms to report. I feel like it was like end of week 16 that I felt like I was feeling something going on. So like at night I'd lay in bed, and sometimes when I was like laying flat in bed, I could feel like these flutters in my lower, like in my stomach, which I don't know. I don't know if it's just gas or if it's actually the baby kicking. Who knows? But I feel like when he does actually kick, I'll definitely know it's kicking. But for now, haven't felt anything yet, which patiently waiting. but it'll come. I know it'll come. So week 17, again, I feel silly making this video, but I haven't really had many symptoms. The one symptom I will say, and it is very TMI, so sorry if you don't like this sort of video, but I've had a lot of vaginal discharge, and they say it's normal. They actually said in my Ovia app that from week 17 that you'll start to notice more discharge, and it's completely normal, which I definitely have noticed. So yeah, that's definitely a symptom. Also last week I felt at night I could literally feel my belly expanding. So I was like feeling a bit crampy one night, and then I was lying in bed and it was kind of like a bloated feeling and like a bit of like, oh, I can't breathe feeling. And then I can honestly, the best way to describe it is it felt like there was someone blowing up a balloon inside my stomach, and it was just like blowing up and just like stretching and expanding my stomach. That's literally how I can describe it. So I feel like maybe I am starting to get a bit of a bump, which is kind of cool. I'll actually show you my bump now, because I don't know, it's hard to tell because I had a stomach before I got pregnant, so it's really, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Again, you can't really a little bit, but also not sure. A couple of nights after I felt that expanding feeling in my stomach, I had a few kind of aches and pains in my hips and in my back when I was sleeping, and I had a really bad night sleeping that night. So yeah, maybe my body is expanding and I am kind of getting a bump. I don't know, we'll just wait and see what happens. Yeah, so I feel like maybe the other symptoms I've had, they're pretty minor. I've been sleeping better. I haven't been getting up and going to the toilet as much, which is a nice relief. I feel like during the first trimester, I was pretty much going to the toilet and getting up 3 times a night to go to the toilet, and my bladder just felt like it was going to burst. So that's definitely calmed down now. And another thing is I feel like I've got a real big appetite again, which is good. Like, it's good and it's bad because I'm scared because I don't want to overeat and I don't want to gain too much weight, but it's also, I don't know, that's why I feel like a bit of myself again, because I've always been a big eater. I've always had big meals and just, yeah, that's me. So yeah, in the first trimester I did have a bit of loss of appetite, and I feel like I got full quickly and I was eating a lot smaller meals. So yeah, I know the other day I literally had dinner, and then an hour after dinner I was like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, and then I ended up eating something else. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my symptoms from weeks 13 to 18 pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do these videos, who knows, probably maybe every month or every 3 weeks, depending on how I go and depending if there's much to report. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like or subscribe if you do. It really supports my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.